is your girl Blessing. Oh, story time. Today is story. 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 I'm so in the mood of telling stories today. Yes, I am in that mood. But I'm going to tell stories that are going to inspire people. Yeah, so today's topic is how I published my first book. I published an article when I was in the senior secondary school, class 3. I published for church, the church where I was worshiping with in their magazine. Then I was writing for them. And growing up from children's church, they taught us how to write. Courtesy and Love Word Creative Academy. Yes, we're the foundation of Love Word Creative Academy. That's the creative academy of the Christ Embassy Church. I was in children's church and they dedicated a lot of time to developing our creative ability, writing skills, speaking, and all of that. And I'm grateful to have been a part of that academy. So I learned growing up to just pen my thoughts on paper. I tell people, I say, don't let me write you a love letter, you will cry. So I learned that. So I was penning down experiences, hurts, excitement, inspiring times. I was just penning down everything in black and white. So getting to the university, I was still doing it occasionally in my life when some very important events happen. I just go to my diary and put it down. Sometimes I just write a short story, fictional, imaginary stories. I write fictional and non-fictional stories also together. In my final year, a friend of mine got to see. I think my final year, I was trying to find what to do before, while waiting for NYSC. And a friend of mine, it's very important you have friends that inspire you. And I'm so grateful I've been blessed with a lot of people that have vision, have focus, and they always inspire me onto greatness. A friend of mine, shout out to you, Ike, saw my books, like short stories, everything. I'm like, oh, you're a great writer. You type, you love doing research, you love writing, you love speaking. Why don't you put those thoughts into a book? Why don't you share it? I'm like, oh, okay. And I prayed about it, and it's probably God reminded me of a story I've written. The story was more like fictional and non-fictional. The title of the book is Better Days Ahead, because I looked at my life experiences. I'd written a lot of things I've gone through, and I wanted to give the character in that story a better ending. So I had to create a lot of fictional, create a lot of imaginary storyline to add up to what I experienced. So when I tell people a lot of my experience, when I tell some people a lot of my experience, they're like, but in your book, yes. So it's fictional and non-fictional. Some part of it were my experiences, but spiced up with some exciting parts of it. So Better Days Ahead came into being. I wrote, I got people to proofread, I got a publisher in Enugu to publish it, and my NYSC came to go and serve at Anambra. So I went to camp at Anambra. Thankfully to God, when my posting was about coming out, I prayed and I asked God. People walk out the NYSC, but I'm grateful to God for the grace He has given to me and the special love He has for me. And I told Him, I said, Father, I need to launch this book. And I don't know people so well in other places. I've been in Enugu for 4 years. So you need to put me somewhere close to Enugu so that I will be able to publish my book just within the period of the NYSC. And thankfully, God did it. I served at Anambra State University. Shout out to all my Uli people. Yeah, so I served there and got back after camp to Enugu, and I launched my book. And thank you so much to the people that shared my book launch. It was an exciting time. The love, the support from my family, from my friends, from my classmates. I was the president of Dignity Consultants at then. I received a lot of support. My patrons, I just want to say thank you. And looking back, I'm so excited because that's the first published book I've had, and I've written a lot on my website on Literacy Mind. I've written a lot, done a lot of write-ups, and I've also published another book online, which is my secret book of confession. That's the book of confession, where you say what God wants you to say about your life. Other in the book Better Days Ahead should inspire you. If you need a copy of my book, either physical or soft copy, you could contact me. I'll put my details in the description box so you can reach me and actually just read the book. It's not just it's not just a story, but it will inspire you to know that there are better days ahead of you. Alright, it's a wrap up for me on this gist. I hope you're inspired to bring out that book in you, to write that book in you, to sing that song in you, because there is greatness in every one of us. See you in my next video. Stay blessed and stay happy. Bye bye.